walks here and there, they say. There's an old man, hooded and cloaked. And everywhere his spies slip past our nets.
Alright, back again. This is Sethikus, Boza, BlackEarthproductions, Blue Flame, Healing Arts, and Occult Science. And today I'm speaking with a current initiate, Sigríður from Iceland.
It's been quite a ride since I talked to you at 1.5 years, and it makes a lot of difference.
In light of what's happening in the world right now, everything is being tested. We are all being tested on levels that I don't think any of us have ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
We have now officially crossed the threshold into the new aeon. All of these old cycles, all of these old timelines, all of these old things have had to rise to the surface. Even the lockdown has exposed itself. And this isn't anything new. Humanity's been locked down for fucking a long time. It's just writhing to the fucking surface. And now it's all of this very deep, unconscious stuff that we're all having to deal with. And people need to be in that place of having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Going through this process and facing the mirror. A very powerful thing that's happening right now. And it's forcing everyone to face things on a deeper level so that all of these things can be released. And with that, there can be a sense of emptiness inside, I think.
It's getting better, but I was feeling when this corona shit started, I've been feeling light. I don't know if it's the false light. It's strange.
One of the things I want to mention here in context to what you're getting at, I don't know how many people are aware of what is happening on higher levels, magic and all things occult. But again, this is what this platform is about in terms of what I'm bringing to the table for people to look into and consider. The real, in context to the magus, and shamans and mystics and individuals that are in connection, the truth beyond what I can even fully put into words, do among the councils. These things have been addressed. And it's very clear to me, in hindsight, the tricks that are going out in terms of the masses. So to that of what you mentioned, people need to be aware of things in context to the white hats with what is unfolding on a higher level. There is a warning that I'm going to bring in context to the dark ones and how they operate in guise with the false cold light. And see, all of this that's happening right now needs to be seen from a non-dualistic point of view. And it can be viewed from many, many different perceptions again and again to the equation. If anyone pays attention to anything I post, let alone what I presented on Black Earth Productions. Most in our world still do not know how deep the game goes to the occult, let alone how things actually work in light of the real secrets of the all. And what I'm getting at, to what I know I am connected to, is the real, which is an alignment in the face of the lockdown bullshit, which again has exposed itself in order to be purged and released. And it's going to reveal itself even more with what is meant to be implemented, crossing the threshold this year, moving things back onto the original timeline. I warned about this time over 4 years ago. I said, get ready for 2020. And I've been declaring these things for a while now, and it's going to continue to move forward going into 2025 and 2028. We have to understand and know within ourselves that not everything on the surface is what it seems at the moment, because we are at that gateway to these things now. Yet at the same time, we have to catch it, knowing the difference, because again, nothing is guaranteed here. What are we going to choose? And right now, very strong spiritual maturity and discernment and positive action with wisdom is going to be key in the days and weeks to come now. Hail Odinma, in hindsight. And to that, in light of the mythos, things being activated in context to the ancestors, take part to what I'm saying here to the circle of the magician. Odin is a ring. Odin is everything. Odin has always been, and Odin will always be. And Odin is the central sun. So, hail Odin Ma in hindsight. And that quote right there I took from the Bach Saga Chronicles when I was getting into self-study with everything that's been presented with that. Mind-blowing. And so to the codes of consciousness that are activating right now with everything, Thurisaz had to be ignited, which of course is a regenerative catalyst bringing conflict, but also that cleansing fire in order to purge, and as a reactive force in context to instinctual will and alignment with true intelligence. It warns us of our defensivelessness and all the malice and lies and the dullness and the evil and the hatred and the spite that is deeply, deeply embedded there within the unconscious, subconscious mind field. Everything in turn, like I've said in other segments leading up to this one, the collective right now is going through a major blackening stage in terms of the alchemical rites of initiation. And more is going to continue to be cleared out. It has to be cleared out so that the energies can flow in alignment in context to what is to come. In light of current circumstances, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the surface, because again, there's a deeper work happening. Mm-hmm. We're in a major, major transition. And things in terms of the higher force, as far as I'm concerned, it's working to get us in alignment. And people that haven't been, they're having to face horrific shit right now.
Yeah.
And all of this is a psyop, as far as I'm concerned, to keep people locked in, chained to the things that they need to release, that they need to let go of, that they need to just let burn away. It could be that false identity. It could be things that you've been conditioned to see yourself as, that whole sense of emptiness.
Yeah.
The cure for that, ultimately, it all goes back to that connection to the higher force.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to bridge the void in terms of the core wound of humanity that's writhing to the fucking surface right now. The alchemical rites of initiation.
Yeah.
Try to bring down their fucking hammer. And those of us that have been doing the real work, we have been prepared for that. At the same time, everything is being shaken to the core right now. Mm-hmm. And it has to, in order to be released, so that once all of this lifts, we're going to come back stronger. We're going to come back more aware. And the connections that were seemingly lost, the connection we have with ourselves, is going to manifest in a more powerful way. This is what I'm declaring in terms of what I'm personally dealing with. And it's going to take a little bit of time. You can't just bottle it up and pretend like everything's fine.
You know, when we moved here, my husband got Legionella. It's a bacteria. Do you know this bacteria?
Bacteria? Sure.
And he was in a hospital for 5 days. The same night, I was attacked by vampires. They were not standing upright. They were like this. They filled my bedroom. So it took a long time to get here to this place. Mm-hmm. But I made it.
That's good.
Reykjavik is very heavy, very heavy.
Right.
You know, I think I'm out of most of the astral shit.
Mm-hmm. I want to encourage you here. All of that fucking shit isn't who you are.
No.
Okay? Your intention, as far as what you want to create and how you want things to be, I'm sick of this shit. Mm-hmm. People pointing the fingers. Again, this is how people are giving away their power in turn. Now, I'm not saying these sorts of phenomena don't fucking happen, but as far as what I'm teaching, we have to take that position of a fucking sovereign. If anything's happening in someone's life, here in turn, I have nothing ill to speak of. I
was just so surprised.
With that idea.
Yeah. I've been discovering that I've been afraid of magic. And I'm not anymore, but I don't know how to do magic.
It's okay. Magic isn't necessarily anything to do with any Hollywood variant where you're waving a magic wand and then poof. True magic takes time. Again, it goes back to what I teach in terms of the first cosmic law. It's all about your state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
If your state of mind is in a certain place, then yeah, things are going to manifest. Right now, though, we need to be taking positive action. It doesn't matter what we think or feel about anything. Okay, what are we taking positive action towards? All I know is I got to maintain what I have been doing, stay focused, and allow the answers to reveal themselves instead of getting all freaked out. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Especially with what's been happening in terms of the transits. I mean, we just went through a major transit in Pisces.
Okay.
With Pluto and Saturn. Saturn is our challenge in life. Pluto is the underworld. So everyone's been getting raked very, very slowly through the underworld in terms of what we're all dealing with on an unconscious, subconscious level, including the person that you spoke with.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to get into projecting onto other fucking people, that's not spiritually mature. Everyone needs to take responsibility for their own fucking shit.
No.
I teach people how to heal themselves. We all have the ability to face these things and release these things. So I wouldn't take that personally.
No.
Okay. I would take it as projection.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking that,
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
You were talking about to clean out the timelines.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, have I been cleaning out timelines by seeing aliens and stuff like that?
It's all this overlay shit. It's all very old.
Yeah.
And the goal of incarnation here on Earth is to become a complete human. This is what we incarnated for. It's not about the aliens and disembodied spirits and all the different factions. Fuck all that shit.
Yeah.
Take it to the mythos
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the fact that we are the spearhead of evolution. Odin consulted the Cirrus in Midgard in terms of the war between the Aesir and the Vanir.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these disincarnates, whatever the factions or whatever, yeah, they are working to ride in on the consciousness and genetics of individuals. But you have to take your stance as a sovereign, eternal spirit in the face of whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with people that want to get into the occult and magic and all this other fucking stuff in terms of conjuring spirits and invocation, when what we need to be making connection with is the higher force. Higher force is beyond everything.
Mm-hmm.
It shoots straight to the fucking core and ignites that true intelligence to know the difference in terms of what I'm getting at here. And a lot of people, they don't talk about the higher force. And when the gates of your true intelligence open to that, you're going to see everything for what the fuck it is. And these things, ultimately, they don't have any fucking power. But it's not to say that they don't try to fuck with shit, because they do. There have been massive spiritual attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to talk about these things. I say, look, we're getting hit with fucking warfare. All the arguing and screaming and all these old patterns coming to the fucking surface. There's no wisdom in that.
No.
You got to draw the line and say, I will not fucking allow this bullshit in my fucking life that people want to project. That is absolute fucking bullshit. Okay? So I'm going to encourage you to release that. Because those of us that are on the front fucking lines, we are taking on the factions.
No.
I don't want certain things to come together in order to heal in a more powerful way. And this is what we need to be focused on, as far as I'm concerned.
I feel it and I see it if they are interfering, the negatives. I always detect them because they use shitty methods, I'm not afraid of them. When you are attacked, do you feel it in your body? What do you think about that?
Yeah, you can experience a lot of different physical symptoms in terms of what you might be dealing with. But again, it all goes back to mind. This is why the cleansing and purging is taking place. Nobody is getting away from it now. No one.
Mm-hmm.
And anything that ultimately people are dealing with that especially do not know what the fuck is going on, they brought it upon themselves.
Yeah.
They haven't heeded any sort of knowledge. They haven't looked into these things. Okay, what the fuck is really going on in the world? Who am I? Right? What is going on? Why is life just on this fucking repeat cycle of fucking bullshit? This is what we're meant to be transcending. Again, like I talk about with the healing arts, healing is number one. This is how we're going to win this war on consciousness.
Yeah.
We have to heal, not running out with all of our wounds and projecting upon the fucking dark ones. Okay. Because by doing so, you're playing the fucking victim. And then thank you for giving us our position, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at all this crap that's going on and saying, you know what, it has no power. It can be very difficult, though, when miasms are manifesting in the physical body. Shaman sickness. And I know what that's like. To resist being in alignment with your actual fucking purpose. Sooner or later, if you're not in alignment, it depends on the individual. You're going to have all these issues and problems and things come up. It doesn't matter what we're dealing with. It doesn't matter what we're going through. It is waiting for us to focus on, and not all of the issues and the problems and all the fucking bullshit. Because whatever you give your focus to, you give your energy to.
Yeah. Again,
it's all about our state of mind. So, okay, what are we focused on? What are we looking at through the windows of our soul? You know, you got to be very careful what you put in front of you. And with all the issues and problems and distractions and the propaganda that's going on right now, fear is the real fucking virus here. Fear. Whether it's real or imagined, just as long as they are able to rake out that fucking energy into their grid works. That's all they care about. And this is how mind-controlled people really fucking are. Do you not fucking see how many times do I have to repeat myself here? That sense of emptiness that you're feeling. You're Pisces, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You're feeling what's going on with the collective. You're a shamaness yourself. I got Pisces in my south node and conjunct my moon in the 12th house.
Okay.
So listen, what you're feeling is what's happening with collective. This is why fortifying your field and being able to pull back from whatever it is that you're feeling on this level is very fucking important. Otherwise, your perception can become skewed.
Yeah. And the wind and the weather.
Yeah.
It was in the weather, Sethikus, the anger of the people. The minds of the collective can make very bad weather.
And they're throwing this fucking shit into the fucking ley lines. They're throwing all these things out. And a lot of what we pick up on, knowing the difference, that's why we have to stand our ground and not allow fear to rule and transmute and alchemize. All of this is happening because these motherfuckers are about to get their asses handed to them. And I'm declaring this. I'm setting this forth. It's going to lift. What the dark ones want is war. That's what they feed upon. That's what they feast upon. We cannot allow that to happen. All you got to do is look at history.
Yeah.
And the cycles and the timelines. Have we not become mature? It doesn't mean you don't fight if someone's coming in to fuck with you.
Yeah.
You have to. That's your sovereign right. No, I'm not going to fucking allow this shit. And if you cross this line, it's not going to be on me.
Energy in your body that is resisting against the growing. I can feel within me sometimes I resist not going with the flow.
The transformation, it is very painful. Very, very painful right now for a lot of people. It's the fear of death, the fear of loss, the fear of not surviving, the most primal fucking fears being amplified. I mean, how the fuck can people not see what the hell is going on right now?
They can't. Iceland, we are so few, 350,000 people, all brainwashed.
You cannot allow what is happening around you to have an effect on you. You got to be coming from that place of wisdom and vision and counsel and healing. The Piscean energy is very healing, but it's also very purging in light of the transits that have been taking place. So it's all writhing to the surface. It has to in order to be released because all of this fucking crap, it's been ruling people, whether they want to admit it or not. And the more people resist the transmutation and release of these things, everyone is clinging onto Loki's boat. We are in the fucking Ragnarok right now, okay? The third.
Okay.
The earth has been on fire. Even fires in the States and the hurricanes and the earthquakes and the volcanoes and all this fucking shit. And so the earth herself is purging the fucking parasite. And this is why it's writhing to the fucking surface.
Also, I've noticed when I'm talking to people, they're maybe talking about their problems.
You have to be fortified. See, you're gonna feel it. Again, this takes a lot of spiritual maturity in order to embrace that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I go out in the public, I
Yeah.
went out to the supermarket the other day and I just saw fear in people's eyes.
Yes, people are very much afraid of dying.
The fear of death is a primal fear,
Mm.
which gets people into fight or flight. It's base consciousness. It's nothing to do with proper knowledge and wisdom. One of the main things when we're dealing with this shit, we have to see it for what it is and then allow ourselves to rise. Let that shit burn. Let it boil up and release it. Who you are is who you decide to become in the face of whatever the fuck you're dealing with. That is the mark of character, not what you deal with. Who you are is going to reveal itself in the face of whatever the fuck is going on. This is what we need to be fighting for, not falling back into the old cycles and old ways of when we betrayed ourselves and one another. Because right now on the timeline, we're back up on the time when the Dark Ones took over this fucking reality field over 26,000 to 50,000 fucking years ago. And that's why all of this shit's being amplified right now. They don't have jurisdiction here anymore. They lost their jurisdiction in 2017. It's all of this old programming that's being amplified right now to see how many people they can break the fuck out before they're fucking outs this motherfucker. My heart is fucking wrenching though, because what I know has confirmed itself. How can you take a confirmation and then fall into denial and be raked into lies and bullshit, knowing the difference?
Also, I wanted to ask you about when you go through dark shit. That also takes time to go away. On my darkest times.
There is no darkness but ignorance.
Okay.
Within the darkness of ignorance is the false cold light, concealing that which has been kept from us.
Is the dark cold light in the world?
Yes, it always has been, since what happened.
And I wasn't sure about it. I know now, because it wasn't light, not pure light.
Right. And right now, regardless of wherever things are, we really got to tap into what love actually is.
Yeah.
And put it where it needs to be put in order to heal, in order to release, in order to transcend and solidify and ground and stand there looking evil in the fucking eye, reaching that point where it cannot fucking touch you and watch it devour itself. Michael Tsarion brought forth a quote many years ago: evil contains within it the seed of its own destruction. So we have to stop giving all of this bullshit our power, period. And once you throw the circle here in context, knowing the difference, it doesn't matter what comes up upon your doorstep. It's going to fucking implode.
You know the wolf on the logo?
Yes.
I see here? It's moving. It's alive.
I don't know what to say about that.
No. It's weird.
The earth herself right now is shaking everything that can be shaken, is testing everything that can be tested. As hard as it is right now, this is what the higher force is screaming. This is what the white wolf is howling. It is our time. It is the time of our kin to remember right now. This is what we need to be led by. This is what we need to trust from within the core essence of who we are. And if we're going to trust anything, this is what needs to be trusted. And it might be absolutely fucking terrifying to release that sense of control on things and allow the true essence of who we are to manifest so that we can embody the gates of true intelligence and connection, not only with what I'm talking about, but with one another in the way that it's meant to. See, it's not the darkness and the evil that we fear most. It's who we really are. given over to the conditioning, because this is what these assholes fucking fear as well. And so seeing all of that for what it is, this is where we catch it. And if we catch it accordingly, then we are going to see the things that we know within the true intelligence of who we are. Now, is it going to happen for everybody? Fuck no. But it is going to happen for those that choose, that know the difference, that have been doing the real work. I'm not fucking around over here. I know what I say can really piss people the fuck off. I know what I say in light of my research and study. It's a lot to take in. It's like, is this guy fucking serious? I'm serious to the point that I love people enough to tell them the truth, even if they end up hating me for it. That which is within my core, that which is within my heart is what compels me forth.
Yeah.
And this is where we need to be coming from in the days and the weeks to come. It is time for this to ignite and let that power surge through us instead of everything that is blocking and keeping everything that belongs to us in terms of the birthright. We did not incarnate to be slaves here. I don't know how many times I have to say this over and over and over and over again. And breaking that slave state of fucking mind and seeing the true potential manifest is what needs to happen. I'm going to take a breath.
No, it's just what I'm dealing with, in my heart. But I'm much better today, Maybe I still have to know the difference and when I'm me. But the thing is to stand your ground now and don't feed the dark ones. It's good to talk to you because then I can understand better, because I can't talk to anyone about these things. There's a lot of stuff on the internet about the United States. What's going on?
Everything where I'm at, it's usual.
Okay.
There's no lockdown. Certain things are closed.
Yeah.
But it's not to the fucking extreme of what people are consenting to. This is a consensus trance. Everybody knows that the media is full of fucking shit. Why the fuck are people buying it? And see, it goes much deeper than just what is happening with the media. This is one of the biggest spellcasts that has ever happened in history. It's not just one nation. It's just not one group of people. It's the entire fucking world. So in light of what I'm talking about here, this is why the Earth Mother herself has been inflamed. She could shake us off her back in a fucking instant.
Exactly.
Coming into the age of Aquarius, again, Aquarius is trying to remind us that we are the true technology. Nature and the universe is the true technology. Your physicality is the true technology. This place is not a prison. The illusion, the hologram that all these people talk about is the miasma. And all of that's being shut down right now, facing the magic mirror gate. This isn't my truth. It's not about me.
No.
It's me recognizing what the fuck is really happening here. It's there, the evidence of what I warned of coming. And so the warfare factor here in turn, women have always been the main target. The womb and the women that know the difference need to destroy these fuckers. They fear the divine feminine force more than anything else. And you think of all of the screams and the cries throughout the aeons. This is what is writhing within the body. This is what is writhing within the mind. This is what is writhing within the codes. I've done what I can to plant these seeds of truth and wisdom, things that I've been prompted to bring forth. I'm standing here with my arms out, connected to the earth herself. This is why. Where the men that know the difference, we are here.
I just needed confirmation of what I was feeling. When you meet your dark shadow and it lingers on.
Again, it goes back to your focus.
Yeah.
Just because you're dealing with that shit, it doesn't mean you need to make it your focus. If you make it your focus, it's going to suck you into a black hole of fucking bullshit and lies.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other stuff that is not there to serve you. It's there to take away your life force. It's there to take away your birthright. And we have to claim it. We have to fight from within the core of who we are, especially right now, in turn. And if we all do this, if we all catch this, it's going to lift.
So it's all about the focus. It's about just sharpen to keep the focus.
Again, like I said, everything is being tested right now. And if we don't continue coming to that place of alignment, it's just going to be a fucking feedback loop of the same fucking bullshit over and over and over. Only now it's being fucking amplified. This is our opportunity right now, this moment that we are in, to transcend the lockdown.
Yeah.
The lockdown that has exposed itself. It was there, it was concealed, it was hidden. But now, so breaking those chains that limit us, breaking those things that are holding us back from stepping into the position that we are meant to be in as individuals that know the difference. It is time now, and it has been mandated by the higher force itself in terms of the confirmation that's been coming to me and other things that have presented themselves even before. It's all there. All is within us. So fuck the darkness.
Yes.
The darkness is not our destiny.
No.
Truth is the destiny. Right now, compassion and a deep inner knowing of the process that is taking place right now is more necessary than flipping the fuck out. Becoming impatient. This is a major test for me. And there is a pathway that only force can take that's going to eradicate these motherfuckers. The womb is here to give birth to that seed, the vision of what is meant to come.
I can feel your heart. It's too strong and too much power. They can't beat it.
We have to defer everything to the higher force.
Yeah.
If you defer to the higher force, then you're letting go of that control.
I'm very controlling, but I had to give it up. That's when things started to realign.
Holding someone accountable to a standard. We are standard bearers here. And again, in terms of symbolism and a lot of the things that we use, again, it's all about your state of mind. We give meaning to these things. What is our emotional capacity in terms of tapping into that true magic in order to wield it effectively, in order to transcend and heal and overcome and manifest accordingly? All of it is real. Those of us that have been doing the real work, we are protected and we are still in a place of thriving. So to encourage and empower that with other people that are listening, you can overcome any obstacle, any circumstance, any situation that you're facing in life. And so with that said, Rigga, it was great speaking with you. Definitely look forward to hearing back from you as things progress.
Thank you, Sethikus.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Again, if anyone would like to get a hold of me, send me an email at blackearthproductions.com. Check out the services page at blackearthproductions.com. If anybody out there is interested in one-on-one mentorship when it comes to initiation into the occult, then definitely get a hold of me. The hour that we are in right now is one of the most important times in context to the ancient future. And if anybody out there has heard this, then feel free to share with others and let them know, and continue to rise up within yourself, heal through these things. Take the time right now, go unto yourself, and do not allow the current circumstances to pull things out of alignment. This is Sethikus Boza, Black Earth Productions. Be empowered, be encouraged.